Hey guys, I just wanted to create this video as kind of a refresher for drawing from a central line. So this is going to be per our policy as of November 20th, 2025. And just keep a reminder that this is for if we're doing like a blood draw, this is not the process for drawing blood cultures from a central line. That requires an order from a provider, and that's going to be separate. If you need a refresher on that, I can make a separate video. But it's also in the policy if you look up that. So for the sake of this video, we're going to assume that we've already told chest here about this procedure. We're going to explain all the steps, everything like that. And we're also going to assume that you've already put on your PPE. That would include a mask, just because we are going to be exposing the actual central line here when we change the clave. So all that being said, we'll get started. For this patient, he's got 2 IVs running, and then 1 that's locked off. So these are clamped just for the sake of the video, but in real life, obviously those would be open. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stop both those infusions. So I'm gonna put those infusions on standby, disconnect my IVs here, and then put on our sterile caps on the end. Now when we draw, we prefer to draw from the distal port, which is going to be that brown port. So just because we stopped this other infusion from the blue port, we're just going to put a swab cap on that for right now. Okay. And then for our distal port, we're going to go ahead and scrub the head 15 seconds. Okay, and then make sure that air dries before you do anything else. And then the next step is we're going to flush that line. So per policy, we're going to flush with 20 mLs of saline. So this is dried. This is our 10 mLs. Second 10. Now after this 20's in, we're going to draw back 5 mLs of blood, and that's going to be our waste. So down our 5. There is some red coloring in here just to simulate the blood. So make sure we draw 5 off of that. I'm going to go ahead and lock this as well. Okay, so we've got our 5, that's a waste. And the next is you're going to put on your lure lock device. So this is for the vacutainer. It's got the blue tip to hook onto the end of here. So we're going to attach that and then undo this clamp again. And then at this point you get whatever lab vials you have ordered. Okay, so just get them, make sure you're doing them in the correct order. We'll get them on here. It'll fill up. Okay, wait till it stops. We're going to take that off and do that with however many vials you need for the order. And then the next step is we're going to switch this. So the important part to remember with this is when we take this off, we're going to take and switch the clave itself as well. So we're going to change the whole thing. And that's why you need to be wearing a mask, and the patient does too, because we're going to be exposing this. And we want to reduce the risk of collapses. So I'm going to take this guy off. Be sure to lock it, because if you don't, you're going to make a big mess. Lock it, take the whole assembly off, and then switch that. Try to do it pretty quickly so you're not leaving that open. And then we're going to undo it and flush with 10. Now at this point, we can get whatever infusion we had running and hook it back up. And then same thing with our other one. It's going through this blue. And You can resume your therapy on both of those. Make sure that if you're sending them down to lab, it has all the information on there, blood label, all that good stuff. If you have any questions or you want me to do, again, like a blood culture specific one, let me know. But again, if you like forget this or anything like that, always just refer to the policy manual. It's there in a step-by-step order. Thanks.